Welcome, class of 2024. We are so excited to have you join us this fall on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. My name is Ted Barron. I'm the Executive Director at the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, and I am very happy and excited to give you a chance to see all that we have to offer in terms of the arts at Notre Dame. You know, Notre Dame has a very rich tradition of excellence in academics, in its Catholic traditions, as well as athletics. We think one of the things that the university is also making great strides in and really pushing forward is in its commitment to the arts. And you'll see that not only in terms of the spaces that are dedicated to the arts, like the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, but also in terms of the departments that exist on campus and the community in general that really helps to support the arts for all of us. So I'm really excited to give you kind of a glimpse of what we have to offer at the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, known as DPAC, and give you kind of a tour of some of the venues that we have within the building and some of the things that go on within those spaces. So the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, known as DPAC, is an anchor on campus to what's now being called an emerging arts district. And this includes the O'Neill Hall of Music, which is over on the south side of the stadium, which houses the music department and the graduate program in sacred music, the School of Architecture, the Sculpture Park, and soon enough, we will have a new museum space to complement the Snite Art Museum, all situated on the south side of campus, sort of as you come into the campus area from the Eddy Street Commons area, which really welcome you to campus with just a real embrace of the arts. And we hope that you as a student will find many opportunities to participate in the arts on campus. So what I'm going to do is take you through the 5 presenting venues that exist within the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, just to give you some insights about what goes on within our space. And really, these are spaces that we hope you can find ways to connect with, whether you're an arts major in one of the arts departments on campus, or if you are just someone who thinks the arts are important in your life and value arts experiences. There are so many ways that you can do that and really wonderful opportunities that exist. So the first stop on our tour is the Philbin Studio Theater, named for television personality Regis Philbin, who's probably a name that's familiar to your parents and your grandparents, even if you're not as familiar with him. Regis is a big TV star for many years. He's now retired, but has been a really strong advocate for what we do at the Performing Arts Center. And the Black Box Theater, that's named in his honor, is really one of the most versatile spaces on campus. This space that you see now is a space that is actually empty because it's set up for a kind of planning process for upcoming shows. This is a photo taken a couple of years ago, but you get a sense of sort of the possibilities that exist within this space as a black box theater. It's primarily used for live theater performance, particularly those that are hosted by the Department of Film, Television, and Theater. And those productions often feature student actors and crew members, and in some cases, student writers and directors. Since this space is an open layout, students are often encouraged to be experimental or innovative in terms of their mindset with regard to design elements, to come up with ways to kind of rethink the space so that we don't just typically have performances that play to a more traditional theatrical seating. And the students do a really wonderful job working with the faculty to come up with some really great ideas about how that space can be reconsidered. The next venue is the Patricia George DCO Mainstage Theater. This is a space that seats up to 350 people and features a fully rigged proscenium stage. The theater program typically hosts 2 major performances in this space each year. One of the recent developments that's been really exciting on campus has been the establishment of the musical theater minor, which was set up in connection with a new focus on musical theater presentation. So as a result of the academic focus on musical theater, we're now seeing the theater program make a more regular commitment to the presentation of musicals as part of their annual season. So recently, the department has hosted productions of Cabaret, Little Shop of Horrors, Spring Awakening. This spring, they were scheduled to host a production of Jesus Christ Superstar, but due to the COVID-19 closures, that had to be postponed. This space is also the home for Opera ND, which is a program that's run through the music department, also featuring student performers. Most recently, they hosted a really spirited production of The Pirates of Penzance, within this space. It's also a space that's utilized by Shakespeare at Notre Dame, who perform a summer production, a performance within the space each summer, which incorporates both professional actors and students. So one of the great things about Shakespeare at Notre Dame is they work with professionals primarily, but students also are often cast in supporting roles and get the opportunity to make connections with professional actors. Another another group of performances that we see within this space are the performances that are presented by us, the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center, where we host our annual presenting series, which is a series of visiting artists who come to campus each year. This has been, within this space, in addition to live theater performances, we've also hosted performances by touring dance companies. So Alvin Ailey has performed here in the past. Paul Taylor Dance performed here earlier in the spring. And we have an ongoing commitment to bring dance companies to campus, who also will typically set up master classes and opportunities to work directly with students to give them a deeper training in dance. Next up, we have the Reyes Organ Hall, which is an 80-seat venue that's home to an organ that was custom designed by Paul Fritz. This the organ that you see within the space, which is sort of to the back of the venue, was custom designed. It was a major project as part of the center's opening in 2004. But it's really become essential to students who are studying in the graduate sacred music program. Those students rehearse and perform regularly within the space as a way to kind of develop their own skills as organists. But among the unique design elements of this space is the acoustic design, which has a distinct liveness of sound, which really enhances the experience of the organ. So I encourage you, when you get to campus, to make it a point to stop into this space just to hear how sound kind of carries within the space. It's really quite remarkable. Next up is probably the grandest of our venues, and that's the Layton Concert Hall. So this is a 900-seat space which features a fully adjustable acoustic system. Within this space, we have hosted numerous artists as part of our presenting series, including Kristen Chenoweth, Patti LuPone, Leslie Odom Jr., Itzhak Perlman, Wynton Marsalis. One of the things that's always great about bringing in visiting artists into the space is many of them will actually be open to the idea of having students perform on stage with them. Kristen Chenoweth actually had a student choir back her up for her performance, which played to a sold-out audience. It was a really special night for everyone involved. But this is also the space that's home to some of the ensembles of our music department, including Notre Dame's Glee Club and Notre Dame Symphony. And both of those ensembles feature performances, of course, by student singers and musicians. So not only is it a great place to experience visiting artists who perform within the space, and really with the adjustable acoustics of the space, it's a space in which any kind of music sounds really stellar. But you also you have opportunities as a student to perform within this space with regularity. Finally, we have the Browning Family Cinema. This is a 200-seat cinema space, which offers a range of film programming, including newly released independent and international films, documentaries, classic Hollywood films, as well as live programs such as the broadcasts of the National Theater and the Met Opera. The cinema is also home to the Notre Dame Student Film Festival and a new project known as the 48-Hour Film Festival, which is a program in which students kind of come together over a period of 48 hours to write, direct, and produce a film, which is then screened within the space. So this is a space where, again, you'll have opportunities not only to see things that are brought in to campus, but also to have work that you might be involved in creating presented within the space. It's also a space, going back to the Reyes we talked about in the other spaces about the acoustic design of those spaces. This is a space that features a state-of-the-art surround sound system. So if a visiting filmmaker comes to visit, and that happens fairly regularly, they often will comment about how special it is to hear their films within the space, in addition to the commitment to digital technology for state-of-the-art projection of films. So that gives you a glimpse of some of the goings on that we have at the DeBartolo Performing Arts Center. I encourage you to come visit. I actually challenge each of you to make it a point to come to at least one event during your first year on campus, because I think you'll really find an enriching and special experience as a result of it. But also be sure to attend an event that's known as Art Attack, which happens at the beginning of each semester. And this is a really spirited gathering of arts groups on campus, primarily student arts groups, where you can learn more about all the ways you can participate, whether it's signing up for auditions for student productions. In addition to the plays that are presented through the theater department, there are many other opportunities for acting. There are other music groups. There are lots of choirs and ensembles that perform on campus. Art Attack's a great place, a great opportunity to come and find out about what ways you can get more involved with the arts. So I hope to see you soon enough when our building reopens, which we hope will be soon. And if you, in the meantime, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. As someone who's a true arts enthusiast, I welcome the opportunity to share my enthusiasm with you, the incoming class of 2024.